those scriptures along with Krishna's uh, topics, whatever the Krishna has spoken in the Bhagavad Gita. We'll discuss all those points, and side by side we'll discuss all those gurus lectures as well. What Srila Prabhupada has guided us, and what Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given the uh, knowledge to us for the with the scriptures. So let me share my screen. Hope you all are able to see my screen. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. So we did prayers, and we'll offer our obeisances to His Grace, His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so first we try to understand what is yoga. So yoga is the Sanskrit root word that's called yuj, and meaning is to join or yoke, right? So it signifies united state of mind and actions characterized by equanimity, detachment, and skill in performing duties. In Rigveda also, yoga sadhu karu. I mean, in Bhagavad Gita 2.48, it has been mentioned that yogasya kuru karmani shangayatvatva dhananjaya siddha siddhayom samo bhutva samatva yoga uchyate. So, I mean, it has been mentioned that, perform your duty equipoised, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimities is called yoga. So first we need to understand yoga. So let me share one more things to you. I mean, please pardon me my drawings. I just want to make you guys understand. So suppose we are a human being here. I mean, my drawings is not good, so please excuse me for that. I'm trying to make myself. Okay. So suppose this is a human being, and every human being, in their heart, there are two entities involved. And what those two entities are called? First is called Atma, and second is called Paramatma. So actually, how we can say that, what is yoga? So connecting between Atma to Paramatma is called yoga. So when we start knowing this entity and we want to understand this entity, Paramatma. Paramatma means, Param is the Sanskrit word. What the Param means, super. So we are here in our heart, and as per Bhagavad Gita and as per the scriptures, we know that, there is a supreme power also along with us, that is Paramatma. And while knowing this Paramatma, we use a connections, and that connection called is yoga. And how can we know this Paramatma? Paramatma, there are four ways to know him. Four methods to know him. What those four methods are? So, first method is Karma Yoga. Karma. Second method is Jnana. Third is we used to call Ashtanga Yoga, or we say Hatha Yoga. And third is Bhakti Yoga. So these four method only is possible to know these Paramatma, right? Either we can, I mean, this Karma Yoga, usually we say Niskam Karma Yoga. Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga or Hatha Yoga. I mean, all these three methods we can know this Paramatma. That's why we divided into four parts. So karma, I mean, whatever we are doing, if we are doing totally detached in the Niskam Karma Yoga, that's called the Niskam Karma Yoga, where we not at all, understand, not at all, make any desire. Then Jnana Yoga, through the Jnana, we want to know him. Through the understanding, through the reading the scriptures, through knowing through the books and all, we if we want to know him, that is the Jnana Yoga. And the most popular and most famous is Stang Yoga. I mean, popular and famous why? Because the people are used to say that I am doing yoga, I am doing meditations and all those, and that's why they are they keep on doing this yoga, hatha yoga or stang yoga, which we are calling. So okay, I just want to before going to the topmost yoga system, I just want to give a little background of this stang yoga, why the people are saying, and how this is is it really possible to achieve it or not. So we'll go by that. So if I'm talking about Ashtanga Yoga, there are eight limbs of that. So what those eight limbs are Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. So these are the eight limbs of the Ashtanga Yoga, or you can say any yoga. So what those eight limbs are? Yama, Yama usually say which not supposed to do. So Yama means which not supposed to do. We should not do Yama. Niyama, which supposed to do. That's came in under the Niyama. Like, chanting, taking baths, deity worship, and all those. So, as we are saying in the Krishna consciousness. So, Yama, Niyama, and Asana, when, uh, different kind of mudras or different kind of, steps which we follow to do the asana, that's called the asana, which yogis do, right? They stretch something, and they stretch their bodies and specific steps they follow, so that's called the asana. And pranayama is working on the breathe, controlling the breathe. So scripture says your life depends on number of breaths. So if you go by the scriptures automatically say as soon as you take birth, you have allocated a quota of some limited breath. So as much breathe you can take, I mean, for example, you can say that, who, which scriptures, or which, which, living entity is living so long? Anyone can answer, please? Any living scriptures who is living so long? Hare Krishna, am I audible? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Yes, Prabhuji, it is audible.
Oh, I'm audible. I thought anyone is not responding, so I'm really audible or not? Okay, so any living entity which is living so long? Okay, so tortoise, we heard about tortoise, right? Tortoise is living so long, but how he is, did he did any yoga or any something like that?
Hare Krishna
And
Prabhuji, it breathes very slowly. The
right,
number of times it takes breathing very less compared to
correct,
other living entities.
correct. Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for bringing that point. And similarly, if you see dog, they are, just like, open the mouth and they keep on doing that, something like that, right? So they are, but dogs did not live so much. I mean, it's just an example. I just want to say that, if you can control your breathe, then you can increase your life. That's why in multiple yogas, if you see, the lifespan is reducing day by day, because our lifestyles has been getting changed. So anyway, the point is the pranayama to control the breath. So ideally, these four, the first four limbs is talk about the bodily things, right? It's your body, that yama means what you don't need to do by your body. Niyama means what you need to do by your body. Asana means your body, you are doing whatever the steps, the stretching and all those by your body. And pranayama is controlling the breathe by your body, right? So these four part is totally depends on your body. I mean, we are going do so deeper. Now coming to the pratyahara, dharana, dhyana and samadhi. Pratyahara, once all your short things are going, all things are settled, the first four has been settled, doing the meditation, pulling back the mind. Now we are trying to control the mind, right? So if, and these eight limbs are all depending on the previous limbs. Suppose your yama is not controlled, I mean, you did not leave all those things which has been prescribed not to do. If you are still doing that, you cannot go to the niyama, you cannot go to the asana, I mean, you cannot take a steps. So these are the stairs. That's why Prabhupada used to say that these other yoga systems are just stairs, by knowing the god through the stairs, and reaching the god through stairs, or reaching the god through the elevator. So whatever the way you want. So that's why. So that's a pratyahara. And then dharana. So after pulling back the mind control, one meditate, it called the dharana. So once you pull back your mind, now you can control, okay, whenever you think that, okay, your mind is, I control that, okay, now I can tell my mind that, okay, think like that, or think about this, or, go and focus on a dark, and focus on or whatever the way we are. So that is called a dharana. Then dhyana. So now this is deep meditation, right? The mind is controlled and you can focus on object, then you can dhyana, the doing a meditation. So that's called the dhyana. And samadhi. The last limbs is samadhi. After you meditation, you can stay on the position so longer. This is called samadhi. So these eight limbs are, now think about our situations. We, in the present world, we are doing the meditation. After 1 hour we are doing the meditation session, we are focusing on the dark light, and we are doing the meditation. After that, we are coming out and going searching for a chaat pakoda, where I can find it out, the chaat pakoda, and we can have it, right? And or while doing the meditation, I'm thinking, okay, my son did this, my boy, my daughter did this, my wife did this, something like that. Can you control your mind? You cannot. I mean, it's not so easy to control your mind. A small picture I just want to show here, how the your senses has been making you so difficult to control. So I mean, with this figure, you can say that, okay, these horses are called the your senses, eyes, your nose, your ears, your hands, your lips, your tongue. So these are your senses. These are five different horses, and your mind is driving them. Your mind is trying to control them. But can they? And you, I mean, the rider on the things, that is you, your atma. So is it possible, like, you can say that, okay, eyes don't look into that, or nose, don't smell something like that. I mean, nowadays it's really very difficult. And what Ashtanga Yoga is saying, once all horses, all these five horses are in one line, or think about that, you are on that, vehicle where, these five are going on a five different way, where you are going to reach. You cannot reach anywhere. So similarly, Ashtanga Yoga is saying, once all five are controlled and in aligned with one sections, they can go in one direction. Otherwise, it would be, think about the situation, where driver don't know about the driving and they sit on the driving seat. So what happened with the that journey? You can, consider that. So, I mean, with this image, you can understand, how difficult it is to control that things. So these are, and all the second, the last four limbs of yoga is totally depends on the mind and how difficult to control the mind. So that is the last four and how we can do. Now coming to our slide. So this is again, what is the yoga? As per yoga scriptures, the practice of yoga leads to the union individual consciousness with that universal consciousness. So as I shown in the picture or in the in my bad drawing, I had shown that how to know the like how Atma knows the Paramatma. That is nothing but a called yoga. So this is the just meaning of the yoga. How we can know the Paramatma which is residing with us, right? So that is our yoga. And the key concept is equanimity, detachment, skill in actions, union with division. I mean, that whatever we discuss. And here, we are again talking about the same karma yoga. Oh, sorry. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, 8 limbs we already discussed that, see, here it has been mentioned that yama, moral disciplines, niyama, observations, asana, physical posture, pranayama, breathing techniques, pratyahara, sense withdrawal, dharana, concentrations, dhyana, abstention of meditation, and samadhi, enlightenment or bliss, right? So all these we seen that, how much difficult is this in this Kali Yuga, right? So that's why the last part of yoga is called Bhakti Yoga, yoga of devotion. That's why it's called yoga of devotions. So cultivating love and devotion towards the divine thought, prayer, chanting, and other spiritual practice is called the Bhakti Yoga. So even in if we go further, right? And that's why the difficulties also has been mentioned here, how much difficult this is, that what saying in Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita 6.34, it's saying chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramadi balmadram tasyaham nigraham manye vayori suduskaram. So Krishna itself saying the mind is restless, turbulent, right? Obstinate and very strong, O Krishna. And to subdue it, I think it most difficult than controlling the mind. Arjuna is talking to Krishna. The Bhagavad Gita is conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. So see here, itself, it's mentioned that, how much difficult it is. And we seen in the picture also, how much difficult to control the mind, how much difficult to control all these senses. If we are closing our eyes to do the meditation, we might sleep, or we can open the eyes, we can see lot many things are going on. So how can we control our eyes? I mean, only one uh, point I can say, similarly, your mouth, your nose, your ears, everything is there, lot many things are going on. How can we control? So how much difficult this is, that's we discuss, and it has been mentioned in that also, right? So now the perfection of yoga, how we can take a perfection of yoga, right? So loving why perfection of yoga means the bhakti yoga, how the bhakti yoga has been mentioned as a perfect yoga, that we are now discussing, right? Loving union with the supreme personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, emphasizing devotional services as the ultimate path of self-realization. So Prabhupada keep on mentioning that particular thing in his multiple lectures also, and in his multiple letters also, that we'll see at the end, end of the slides, we'll see that, okay, how much he is emphasizing that, which yoga system is best. So when we are doing a loving union with the supreme personality of Godhead, then only we can know that, this is a perfection of yoga. For example, let's imagine one short story. I just want to take it here. Suppose, I mean, in a fair in Kumbh Mela, you can take example of Kumbh Mela. A rich father go in the Kumbh Mela along with his son, and with some mob, the son and the father has been separated. Now the son started crying. They keep on crying. So one person came and say, okay, he must be hungry, so let's give him a food. So he offered him a food. Okay, beta, take it something. Your hunger would be satisfied and you can stop crying. But son start crying. He did not stop because he was not looking for the food, right? Again, one more person came. He said, okay, he might be, feeling some, cold because he took a bath, so he might feeling cold. So let him offer some, good cloth. So he offered him a good cloth so that, he can stop. But again, the son is not stopped crying. Similarly, one more person came and say that, okay, he might be, looking for something else. So he given some chocolates and all those might be like that, but still the boy is not stop crying. And one man came and say, okay, I know your father. Okay, come on, come with me. I'll show you your father. And suddenly that child stopped crying. I mean, this is one hypothetical story I'm telling you, but this is our situation. Krishna is the supreme father. In Bhagavad Gita 14.4, Krishna talk about the same. सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तयः संभवितः या तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिरः बीजः प्रदः पिता बीज प्रदः पिता. Krishna itself saying that, okay, I am the seed father of each and every living entity. Either it be animal, either it be human, either it be any birds, either it be any living entity, I am the seed father of that. So the bona fide master, the bona fide guru, who is the person who knows that, okay, who is your father? Just like this story, that person knows, okay, who is the father of that boy, and he he make him meet his father, and that he stop crying. Similarly, we are nothing but that the same child. We are crying to go to the Godhead, right? Punarati jananam, punarati maranam, punarati jathari, punarati janani, jathare sahanam. Same, I mean, we are taking birth and birth again. We are taking birth and birth again, but still, what is our actual path? We are crying, but no one is guiding the path to us to go back to the Godhead. No one is showing the path. All these, even in the books, Prabhupada saying that, these leaders are I mean, they bluntly say they are nonsense. They are not at all knows, they are not at all giving the correct path to the society. They are not giving the correct information to the society. They are giving the all other things. They are giving the stones and everything, but they are not giving the actual linkage between the father and son, right? So that's why, what is the perfection of yoga? So beyond the physical, right? Prabhupada critique the commercialization of yoga, arguing that the focus should be on spiritual essence rather than just a physical exercise. Now, what these other yoga systems are doing, they are only focusing on, okay, be strong, be happy, and your body would be, uh, uh, disease free, and you can do this asana for this disease, you can do this asana for this, senses and something like that. For breathing, you can do this asana. For back pain, you can do this asana. For stomach pain, you can do this asana. So that's why Prabhupada criticizing those. The goal of yoga, the ultimate goal of yoga, according to the Prabhupada, is not merely physical well-being or mental control, but loving relationship with the God. So Prabhupada used to mention that, okay, if you can control your mind, it doesn't mean that you know your father, you know the God. That union is not possible. If you know the supreme personality of God and relationship of yours with the God, that is true. I mean, Matajis are used to, decorate the fingers with the nail paints and all those, other way. And that finger looks good. But suppose you remove that finger from your hand, it will not look good. Can you like keep that finger after decorating? Can you cut that finger and can you leave at your home? No, you cannot. That will not look good, beautiful. And in few hours, that's become more bad. And that's we are doing. Similarly, right? So third point is called the devotional services. I mean, the perfection of yoga, how devotional services. Prabhupada emphasizes that highest form of yoga is doing the devotional services, the bhakti yoga, right? The highest form is bhakti yoga. In Srimad Bhagavatam also 3.3rd canto 25 chapter 33 sloka, right? It says, Jaryatyashu yakosha nirgana mana lokayatha. It's saying that bhakti Devotional services dissolve the subtle body of the living entity without separate effort, just as fire in the stomach dis- digest all that what we eat. Similarly, just like we whatever we had eat, the fire, the jatharagni, we are used to say jatharagni, that's make it digest. Similarly, once you are doing the devotional services and doing the bhakti yoga, it's automatically completes all those things. So that's why it's emphasizing that once you involve and remember to worship Krishna, automatically everything has been completed. Now, Bhagavad Gita as a foundation. I mean, we all knows in Bhagavad Gita, multiple places it had been mentioned that in 2 point. I mean, every chapter is talking about the Bhakti Yoga. I mean, we used to say Bhagavad Gita has been divided into three part. Right, first sixth chapter is called about that normal Karma Yoga and all. Middle sixth chapter is called about the Bhakti Yoga, and last fourth chapter is called about the Jnana Yoga. But ideally, every chapter is talk about the Bhakti. If you see in 2.61 also, it's that it's saying that okay, in Bhakti Yoga in third chapter also 3.30, that is also called about that it's saying that word mai, I mean surrender on me, I'll take care of that. In fourth chapter also janma karma tamayecha, this 4.15, that's also the janma karma, all these things has been completed if you are surrender on me. In the fifth chapter also is talking about fifth 5.29 bhoktaram yatmacha sarva lokes maheshwara, that's also talk about the same. Similarly, I mean, after that, 6 to 12 is totally depending on the Bhakti Yoga. Again, 14th chapter, 14.26, Mam Cha, that's again, Mam Cha, I mean, me on me. So, in every chapter, Krishna itself saying that, okay, why the Bhakti Yoga is so superior. And once you surrender on me, you will become liberated. Right? So, now, we know that the yoga means, we know that Krishna is supreme truth. So Prabhupada, presents Krishna as a supreme truth and object of devotion. So he is the supreme truth to do. That's he already mentioned. Practical applications. So the books provided practical guidance how to apply these principles in daily life, aiming to bring peace and purpose of human experience. So in multiple lecture of the Prabhupada, in 1992, in Calcutta, he was doing the lecture. He was saying that, the UN nation, in UN, every people are sitting there to establish a peace in all those, all these words. But are we able to see right now, if you see the current example, Israel, Hamas, and Ukraine, they are fighting. So what the hell UN is doing? So, I mean, we need to understand they are saying that bhaichara. I mean, what the mean of this bhaichara, brotherhood? What is the mean of this brotherhood? If we don't know that, they are, the other person is also from the same son, same father. So we are not giving that, we are not spreading that knowledge that, the other son is also from the same father. We all are from the same father. And who is the seed giving father? That is Krishna itself, which has been mentioned in Bhagavad Gita itself. Bhagavan, Krishna is saying that I am the seed father. But we are not spreading that practice. We are just sitting, talking and talking nonsense. They are not giving any output. So Prabhupada used to, criticize that part. Instead of spreading the Krishna consciousness informations, we are wasting the time, right? And the perfection of yoga is re-establishing relations with the Krishna. How we can, re-establish the relation. Now we know that, who is our seed father, how quickly and how better we can connect with that seed father. So that is the meaning of Krishna. And even, as the example you can see, while going with the stairs, while going with the elevator, whatever the way you want. If you want to go with the stairs, that again, the other yoga system is nothing but a stairs. You can know the God, but how birth it will take, how many birth it will take, you cannot control. I mean, usually as per the scriptures, it's I am not mistaken. I mean, maybe 60,000 years it can take. One example, we know that, Kag Bhusundi, right? That saga Kag Bhusundi is the dearest devotee of Lord Rama. But how many births he took? He was first, he was a human. Then, he took a birth of, he like he was, when Guru Maharaj came and he was sleeping, uh, then, the Guru Maharaj, give him a curse that, okay, you become a python. He become a python. And then, I mean, lot many birth. I mean, 26 times, if I'm not mistaken, 26 times he seen Rama, multiple yugas. But yeah, the things is, it's not possible. Same, we seen Jaimini Rishi, we heard about Jaimini Rishi. He was Veda Vyasa disciples. But one day he was so he renounced that, he is, so control his mind and everything. But one day what happened, there was a rainy season, and he was in the hut, and one lady, the beautiful lady came, and he first started asking for help. And Gemini Rishi said, no, 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 I am a sannyasi, I cannot help, but after that he think that, okay, how much beautiful voice she has, how much beautiful voice she has, let me see, at least help her. So he came out and see that, there is no lady, but there is another hut. And he thought, okay, that lady is staying in that hut, and he go to that hut and he's asking to open the door. But lady said, no, no, I am okay, I cannot open the door. But with the attraction of that voice, he just climbed to the roof of that hut, and opened that roof to see that lady, how much beautiful she is. If the voice is so beautiful, how much beautiful that lady is. And when he opened the roof, he said that his guru Vedavyas is sitting down. I mean, Vedavyas itself, he took a exam of his. So that way, I mean, so the the sannyasis like Jaimini Rishi, sannyasis like Balmiki, they cannot control their senses. So how can we are? I mean, in the Kali Yuga, we cannot, right? So okay, so again, how much it was recommended in the you. I mean, in the scriptures also, it has been recommended that in Satya Yuga, Hatha Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga, the golden age was always meditating on Vishnu. So in that time, in the Satya Yuga, we can do the Hatha Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga, because that time, the environment, the things, the nearby, your or nearby area is, supporting you for the Ashtanga Yoga. In Treta Yoga, practice yoga by performing great sacrifices. So in Treta Yuga, we are practicing the yoga by performing great sacrifices. In Dwapar Yuga, one could not achieve perfections. I mean, one could achieve perfections by temple worship. So in Dwapar Yuga, it has been recommended to do the temple worship. But in Kali Yuga, Kali Yuga means the age of quarrel and disagreement. I mean, everyone, maybe, whatever I am saying, some of the uh, Prabhujis and Matajis, they may disagree on my thoughts. I mean, in this discussions also, we can think like that. They might be disagree with some of my examples, some of my thoughts. But that's why, it's a Kali Yuga. No one agrees with anyone else. Everyone has his own theory. Everyone has his own philosophy. If I don't agree with you, you fight with me. And that's we are seeing, Israel is fighting with Hamas, Russia is fighting with Ukraine. I mean, all and Hindu, Muslims, everyone, Sikhs, and everyone is fighting, because, they are just thinking that, this particular another person is not agreeing on my thought. So my thought is superior, so I can, impose that. And that is going on, right? So this is a symptom of Kali Yuga. And now we are in the golden phase of Kali Yuga, but still we can see what happened with future. I don't know. I mean, so the only method recommended in this age is chanting the holy name. So this is the best part of Kali Yuga. If you see all these yugas, you can see how, I mean, now you understand about the Hatha Yoga, the Ashtanga Yoga, the 8 limbs. So you can understand how much difficult it is. But we are blessed also that, in Kali Yuga, we got a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who given a very simplest method that, we can chant the holy name, and simply by chanting the holy name of God, one can attain the perfection of self-realization. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Simply, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has make it so easy. So sometime, Guru Maharaj say that, okay, we thought that, okay, we are in very bad shape, very, very bad phase in the Kali Yuga, but same time think about the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that, how much merciful we are, that we are in Kali Yuga and human body, and we can chant the Hare Krishna. I mean, simply this mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra, we can directly know and self-realize, and we can connect with the God. So that is the, I mean, sometimes we have to think that, we are blessed that, we are in a Kali Yuga. Now, again, we are saying that, okay, what the yoga means here. And then yoga means the system, and yogi means the person who practice that system, right? The object of yoga is, the ultimate goal is ultimate goal is to understanding the Krishna. That is the ultimate goal. Therefore, Krishna consciousness means to practice the topmost yoga system. So Prabhupada used to say in his purport that Krishna consciousness means to practice the topmost yoga system. And it's and Prabhupada, usually say it's not a sentimental thought. It's not a just, Krishna consciousness is a sentimental wave. It's a scientific wave. And he prove also. It's not just like, some few people sit together and think about sentimentally, okay, Krishna is a supreme God and we can do like that. No, he proved it. So he used to say that this is a science. This is not just a sentiment, right? So again, Prabhupada used to say that your service begin with the tongue. How?
Mm.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Okay. So by the tongue you can chant Hare Krishna. By the tongue you can chant Hare Krishna, and by the tongue you can taste the Krishna Prasadam, the spiritual food. So, so now the beginning process is very nice. You can simply chant with your tongue, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And by tongue you can taste Krishna Prasadam. So once you offer to the Krishna, and by his kindness you can accept it. Now, there are 5 direct methods to connect with the Krishna. What those 5 direct methods are? Can someone tell me what those 5 direct methods are?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, 5 main laws like Shantarasa,
Right.
those Shantarasa, Sakhyarasa, Vatsalyarasa, Madhuryarasa,
Right. Thank
and
you, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Yes, that's correct. That is the 5, 5 direct methods to know Krishna. Right? With the Santarasa, Dasyarasa, Shakhyarasa, Vatsalyarasa, or Madhurya Krishna is giving everything. In Bhagavad Gita, he is saying that I am the seed father. So think about that. He is the proprietor of everything. But still, Yashoda Ma feeding him with the thought that, okay, if I am not going to feed him, he'll feel hungry and he can die. He'll not nourish, he'll not grow a strong boy. Despite everything has been given by Krishna, but still my Yashoda is thinking that, okay, I have to feed him. So food has still given by the Krishna, but still, if you think like that, okay, it has been given by the Krishna, that way also you can think. But when you increase your loving propensities to the Krishna, you start loving him. You did not think that, okay, this food has been given by the Krishna. You think that, okay, if I'm not going to feed him, he may feel hungry. He may feel, you know, uh, weak. That's Yashodama is doing. So, I mean, this is one of the example, but this is the 5 way, how we can connect with the Krishna, how we can increase our loving propensities with the Krishna. Right? So that is called the Bhakti Yoga that we are discussing here. Now, why Prabhupada is saying that, Krishna consciousness is the science, not the sentiment. Prabhupada used to say 4 regulative principle. Now, why only 4 regulative principle? Why not 5? Why not 6? And in one of the lecture, Prabhupada is saying in I forgot the location, but in lecture, one of the question has been asked. Okay, Prabhupada, you can reduce one of the rule of these five regulative principle, and your devotee would be increased. So Prabhupada say, no, I'm not making the devotees here. I'm not going to, make everyone happy, but, I'm just going to make a Krishna conscious society. So he never, compromises on any of these, four regulative principles. And how these four regulative principles are scientifically proven, I'm just showing few of them, right? So first regulative principle is about avoiding gambling. So what we can achieve through the avoiding gambling, we can achieve satya, truthfulness, and non-stealing, astya, right? So can you think that you are doing the gambling and you are not telling you are not you are telling only truth? You cannot do. So while avoiding this rule, you are going to achieve these particular things. So usually there are four regulative principles, and every dharma has four pillars also, and that's why we are achieving with these four regulative principles all those pillars. So avoiding gambling, we would be in truthfulness. Second regulative principle, illicit sex. Why? That's one rule has achieved multiple points: brahmacharya, aparigraha, suchitya, and santosa. Right? So right use of energy, brahmacharya, that way we are achieving right use of energy, right? Non-greed of non-holding anything. Cleanliness is very important. Why? There are two kind of cleanliness, we can say: internal cleanliness and external cleanliness, right? So suppose we if we are doing the illicit sex, we can never we think that positive for everyone. Never. That will came dust in our mind. We started thinking like that. So that way it is important to make a cleanliness, right? And avoid intoxication. What third rule, what it will achieve? Tapa, right? If you take intoxicated, I mean you take these LSDs and all those, you cannot do the tapa, right? You cannot do the swadhyaya. So this also we can achieve through that. You cannot surrender because you thought, okay, I'm the superpower because I'm in the influence of LSD now. So you cannot do that. And what is the fourth regulative principles? No meat eating. So no meat eating is giving the ahimsa, right? Non-violence. And these are the four pillars also of the any dharma. And same time you can see you are achieving all those Ashtanga yogas also with following these regulative principles without doing anything, right? If you further study about the Ashtanga yogas, you can see you are going to achieve yama niyama, the first two, that also you can cover here with that, right? So how the Krishna consciousness helps? Again, this point we had already discussed in the Srimad Bhagavatam 3.25 to 133, that bhakti devotional services dissolve the subtle body of living entities without separate effort, just as a fire in the stomach digest all what that we eat. Prabhu, I think more the time I'm taking more time. Please let me know.
No problem, Raj. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. And again, in Bhagavad Gita 2.61, Krishna says that Tani sarvani sanyamyam yuktam asita matpara vasehe yasyendriyani tasya pragya pratisthita. One who restrain his senses, keeping them under full control, and fix his consciousness upon me, is known as a man of steady intelligence. So now Krishna itself saying, who has, I mean, he is saying matpara. Matpara means on me, who can fix his consciousness on him, on Krishna, then only you can call intelligence. So Krishna itself is saying here. Even in Rupa Goswami mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, what he's saying, Anyabilasi Tashunyam Jnana Karmadya Navritam Anukulena Krishnanusilanam Bhaktira Uttama. What he's saying, one should render transcendental loving services to the Supreme Lord Krishna, favorable and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive actions, activities, or philosophical speculation. This is called the pure devotional services. So now, Prabhupada and all those acharyas are explaining what is your pure devotional services. So, I mean, we all know, we all are devoted that, what is your pure devotional services? Just as example, I had explained that, feeding Krishna to think that, okay, Krishna will feel hungry, right? So once you increase that loving propensities with any 5 direct medium, you will started loving the devotional services. You will started your devotional things. And Krishna say itself that, one of the, quote has been used for that. Krishna is a transcendental loving, lover. And he's a very jealous lover. He wants your full attention, right? He don't want, Krishna also. No, he only wants Krishna itself. If you start loving only Krishna, that's his meaning of that. And in the books also, Prabhupada explain about that. Once when a lady has a love relations with some other person apart from his husband, what happened? He do all his work, he complete all his work, but in her mind he started thinking with that particular person, and she waits for a night to meet that guy, but still she's doing all his duties. Is she's serving the kids, she's serving the his current husband, but she's always thinking about that lover. So if material world we can do that, why not in the spiritual world? We can think about Krishna, we can do for Krishna whatever we are doing, we can do for Krishna. We can make a food for him, we can start loving him, we can chant, we can use our senses for him. Some of the people saying that, okay, if we are saying that, okay, don't do the asana, but don't do, your body would not be fit. Have we ever seen Hanuman is not fit? Hanuman is the pure devotee of Lord Rama. Anyone can say he is not fit? He is a Ashta Siddhi Navnidhi Kedata. I mean, he has all those 8 siddhis which the yogis can achieve after doing these, these all Ashtanga yoga. But he is the master of all those, 8 things, all 8 siddhis. He's the master of that. But what he's doing, he's only doing the devotional services, only the loving propensities of Lord Rama. He's always thinking of Lord Rama. Haridas Thakura, we knows about the Haridas Thakura. I mean, in last Friday class, we discussed that, when he got beaten by, the Muslim ruler, 22 marketplaces, he got beaten. But I mean, in Prakash Leela, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows that, okay, all those wounds which he got, that has been on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body. That the loving propensity, because he did not feel that pain. He was just doing that, the Krishna prema. He just doing the chanting. We also heard about that, one prostitute lady came to the Das Thakura and she was trying to make a relations with him. But he did not say that, okay, I'm not going to do. He did not started fighting with an, okay, I don't want to talk to you. He said, okay, wait, I'll do. But let me first complete my chanting. And 3 days he was just doing chanting, and that lady was waiting. And after that 3 days, that lady got so affected with that name, the Harinama, the Kirtana, the chanting, and she started doing the chanting. Initially, she started with that, teasing the Das Thakura, and she started teasing him, and he started, okay, he's always doing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I mean, she started with the teasing, but after that, he started loving propensity, and, she remove her hair, and she become she planted Tulsi plant at her home and started doing the worship. She become a Vaishnava. So this much power this mantra is. we see lot many things. I mean, not only the other yugas, we can see in the Kali Yuga also, right? Haridas Thakur is nowhere. I mean, he is in Kali Yuga. So we can see that example of that also. And next in Rupa Goswami is explaining in the again that Narad Pancharatra also it has been mentioned that Sarvo Padivi Nirmuktam Tat Paratet Nirmalam Rishikesh Sevanam Bhaktira Uchyate. Bhakti or devotional services means engaging all our senses in the service of Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the master of all the senses. When the spirit soul render services unto the Supreme, there are two side effects. One is free from all material designation, and one's senses purified simply by being employed in the service of Lord. Cheto darpan marjani. Like while doing the chanting, our mind is purified. Similarly, while doing all these devotional services, slowly, sanay, everything has been purified, and we are simply being employed. And that's why Rupa Goswami is mentioned. What is two side effects? One is freed from the material designations. Now we cannot say, okay, we are Brahmana, we are this, we are H1 visa holder, we are L1 visa holder, we are manager, we are director, we are producer, we are proprietor. No. So we freed from all material designation, and our senses purified simply by employing in the service of Lord. So that way the Acharya has already mentioned. Again, if we are proceeding Bhagavad Gita 5.29, also in Bhagavad Gita 6.24, everywhere, God has mentioned, in 5.29, Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvalokameshwara Sridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatva Ma Santi Mrithyati. A person is full consciousness on me. That's why he is saying, right? On me, knowing me to be unlimited beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities. So now Krishna itself is saying that, I am the person who is, giving the authority for all these sacrifices and authorities. Right? Similarly, in the next slokas also we can see, Sanischayena yuktavyo yogyo anivinite chetasa sankala prabhavakanta Rutyayakta sarvan eshayete manasaiva indriya grama viniyamya samantataha. One should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith, and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without expectation all material desire, born of mental speculation, and thus control all the senses on all sides of by the mind. So Krishna itself explaining that how to control, how to surrender on him and become a purified. Next, if you see in Bhagavad Gita again 6.47 also, Yogi Namapi Sharveshan Madnetat Mad Tenantaratmana Shraddha Bhavajante Yo Masaye Yukta Momatah. So, like it's saying that, and all yogis, the one with the great faith who always resides in me, Mad Gatara. He's saying that, who always think of me, himself renders a transcendental love and service to me. He is the most intimate united with me in yogas. So Krishna itself saying that, who is, taking me as a center, he is the greatest yogi. And that is my opinion. I mean, Krishna itself is saying. Again, in Bhagavad Gita 12.2 also, Krishna is saying, Sri Bhagavanu Acha Maya Veshyam Manoye Ma Nitya Yukta Upashate Shraddhaya Parayo Petatse Me Yukta Mahamata. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their mind on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with the great and transcendental faith are considered by me to the topmost perfect. So here also God say, Krishna is saying like Mai. Krishna is saying Mai means upon me. So the is who is saying that, okay, who can fix their mind on Krishna, they are called as the most perfect. So Krishna itself prove here that in the detail, and these are the evidences. October 19th, 1968. Letter to Aniruddha, Prabhupada has written that we must always know that we are executing the topmost yoga system, Krishna consciousness, and we do not require any interference qualities system. So Prabhupada mentioned how much he is fond of that, and later at art gallery also is talking about that. Therefore the topmost yoga system is the chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and actually it is happening. So Prabhupada has mentioned here again in the lecture in room, one of the section lecture in rooms, he mentioned about the same, that the topmost. So the Krishna consciousness movement means we are training people to become the topmost yogis. So that's why he is mentioning again in the science of self-realizations also. It's talking about the same, that in Bhagavad Gita, the last word is matter to perfections of yoga system, further stated in the Bhagavad Gita also. So that way Prabhupada says. So what we need to do, simply we need to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सबका. क्वेश्चन, नो यू गाइस कैन any
Hare
question?
Krishna devotees, any questions about yoga? Any challenges to practice this topmost yoga? You can open up, we can discuss.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. I have a question, Prabhuji. So, you have mentioned 4 types of yoga. In that, Bhakti Yoga, before Bhakti Yoga, the pre-ultimate yoga was the Ashtanga Yoga. But Bhakti Yoga is the topmost. But Ashtanga Yoga, the Yama, Niyama, Asana, those things you have mentioned. So in the Ashtanga Yoga, if we practice the first 4 steps, our body will get stabilized, which means the sitting position, the mind control, everything will be achieved by the Ashtanga Yoga, the first 4 steps. After that, the last 4 steps will be that connecting with God, actually. So that is the thing you are mentioning. So I have a question here. How Bhakti Yoga, obviously Bhakti Yoga is the topmost, we all know that, but ultimate thing is to control the mind, and we have to submit our soul to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So for that, mind control is very important. So if I am doing Bhakti Yoga, do I have to practice the first 4 steps of Ashtanga Yoga, and then rather than going with the 5, I can directly jump to the Bhakti Yoga?
Right.
So yes,
right, Prabhu. Thanks for beautiful question, Prabhu. Thank you. So if you see, automatically while doing the devotional services, automatically all these 4 has been covered here. If we are strictly following these 4 regulative principle, automatically these yama, niyama, pratyahara has been controlled. And again, after going to the devotional services, if we are doing, as I explained, that Hanumana is not lazy, right? So similarly, the devotees never be lazy. We are doing the devotional services. We are all involved in doing all multiple devotional activities, making prasadam, doing the arati, jumping, dancing on the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, doing the kirtana. So ultimately our senses has been involved there, right? It's not like that. And as the example of that, we cannot control the mind. It's not, I mean, it's rarely impossible, but we can divert that senses into a right direction. Just like Haridas Thakur as example, we see, we cannot, control the mind. It's rarely difficult, but we can divert if we started only everything towards Krishna. Like, if we are uh, our eyes, okay, see the beautiful form of Krishna only. I'm not going to see anything else. So if you are not going to see anything else, or the beautiful form of Krishna is only beautiful and pacifies you, your eyes, you would not divert it again. Similarly, your mind, you all think about Krishna, chant and visualize about Krishna in your mind. Suppose you're not doing anything, visualize about the Krishna. So once you are doing that, it's automatically controlled. You diverted your mind, so you don't have any other options to think about anything else, Prabhu. So that's all the best I can give you the thoughts. Automatically it's covered, Prabhu. It's no, you don't need to do all those things. Automatically yama niyama asana is already doing with these four regulative principles. That's already there, right? So truthfulness, I mean, if you okay, so let me show you one of the where what is the actual meaning of yama niyama and the things. So while yama means we what we don't need to do. So what we don't need to do: ahimsa, satya, asyata, brahmacharya, and aparigraha. And automatically we are achieving here, right? And what is the niyama means? Niyama means we need to achieve 5 things. What? Suchita, santosa, tapasa, savadhya, swadhaya, and eswar parayaya. That's also we are achieving here. So if you see, if you further more studies on that, we while successfully following the Krishna consciousness science, automatically all your yama, niyama, and pratyahara and everything has been controlled, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. And one more question, Prabhuji. So this is not related. This is little bit related to. This is not little bit related to this topic, Prabhuji. But when we talk, usually we are going to many external environments, like for working outside and all, talking with neighbors, talking with friends and all. So sometimes there will be a little bit of disagreements between people's thought process and people's suggestions. So I have a recent conversation in the past, actually. So when it comes to the following the last principle, actually, no meat eating in the sense, actually. Obviously we know that killing animals for sensual pleasures is not a right thing, actually. But when we talk to the neighbors, they told something like, neighbors are friends, actually. They will counterattack that man originate in the forest. They are talking about the Darwin's theory. Men or the early stages of the human civilization starts from the forest. It starts with the it starts with the water body thing. Actually, they are talking about Harappa civilization, those things, actually. So the primitive man, actually, when the human race started, they usually hunt animals and they will eat. So later on stages, due to the what do you say, due to that
Education and all.
yeah, due to the upgradation or whatever, people slowly degrade, slowly leave that meat eating habits, and because eventually when the human race and technology starts developing, men loses his strength, actually, his digestion power, everything will degrade, and finally he is not able to, because 1,000 years back, when the men eating raw meat, his stomach is able to digest, actually. But now the scenario was not like that. We have, even if you eat, lot of diseases will be there, lot of bacteria will transfer from the animal body to human body, lot of things is there. But eventually they are arguing, the friends and outside people are arguing, when start the early man eats meat eating. So how can we counterattack them?
No,
That's
yes,
what
Prabhu.
my question.
Right, Prabhu. So, I mean, this is very good and real question. So, first of all, we need to understand that, okay, did they really saying true or not? Right? In any shastras, anywhere it has been mentioned that, we had, I mean, the humans was doing the meat eating and all? How they know? How they know that, okay, Darwin has saying that, I mean, okay, first we need to understand there are two kind of culture, Prabhu, right? So if you see in later stage, we can see Abrahamic religion has been abruptly came. Abrahamic religion we are saying in the category. So Abrahamic religion means, who Old Testaments, they understand Old Testaments only, right? So that's why, they, whatever they feel, they realize with the things, that only know. For example, a simple, I don't want to disrespect anyone, but I just simply say that, okay, that, okay, that in one of the religion, it's saying that Adam and Hawa came as without cloth. But have you ever seen in the Sanatan scriptures that Brahma has came with a forehead with, all ornaments and cloth and, all ornaments, gold ornaments and everything? Have we ever seen that, okay, in our scriptures has been written that, God came with the, without cloth and without all? No. So that's why these Abrahamic religions and these are on the relations of, the you can say that, okay, whatever the countries and whatever the time, that time they are seeing that, okay, these things is going on, so probably, this, that was the region. That's why this is a wrong theory. But I would definitely refer these questions to Gopi Prabhu, if he wants to add on more point on that. But as per my knowledge, this is wrong. Whatever, we has been given by the Darwin, that, the human came to eat the meat and all those. That's why, we never design, our body never designs like that, Otherwise, if you see in the animal systems also, if the people, if the which animal is eating the doing the hunting and all those, they have a big teeth and everything, and has been developed that way. God has developed that way that, they have a teeth to scattered and crack everything, that way,
Just
so it's wrong.
like Nijendra Prabhu's point, in every age, all types of people are there. So meat eaters are there, God worshippers are there, with Shastra Adhyayana people are there. So it's all up to us. You want to stay like in the mode of ignorance and live like animal, or you want to slowly progress towards God consciousness and give up all bad habits and purify yourself. It's up to us. In all ages, all kinds of people are there. Is that
Okay.
question, Prabhuji?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji, it sounds good. But
Yeah.
sometimes, recent past, when I talk with my friend, actually,
And Prabhu, so let them live their life. If they want to change, we will give opportunity for them. So we no need to go and put a debate and create a disturbance to them. So we will give prasadam, we will give love, care, we will give the benefits. If they come and practice it, that's good. Otherwise, God will give lesson through some treatment. So they will come to know either this life or future lives.
okay, Prabhuji, thank you, Prabhuji. Because recently I had a conversation, so I don't have, I'm almost trying to convey the point actually, but there
Don't
are,
arguments that will cause more heat. Instead, if they are chanting four malas and above, you can bring up the meat eating, non-meat eating, those concepts. But if they are not chanting, their hearts will not melt, and their hearts are hard rock. Whatever you say, they will not listen. They will not have submissiveness. So there is no point to argue and spoil the relationships or make them keep away from Krishna.
yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Next.
Yeah, just I encourage them to chant Hare Krishna and give prasadam and ask them to read books. That's it. Don't go arguments for the non-devotees, meat eating, non-meat eating, all those things.
Okay. Thank
Okay. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandava Pranam. I have one question. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna mentioned like who is doing devotional service or following Bhakti Yoga. So there is no loss. So it is always win-win. So if someone is not reaching the ultimate goal, so but in the next life it will be continuing from where he dropped in this life. The same way, the Ashtanga Yogi who have practiced the Ashtanga Yogi, not in the Bhakti Yoga path, sorry. So that also applies, like from where they left in this life, if they're not able to reach the ultimate goal, will it resume from the next life that point onwards, or it will be going
In
to start
short,
from the
in the lack of time, just I want to address in minute. So in short, whatever the consciousness you left your body or whatever you gain with your mind, intelligence, false ego. So if you are a Ashtanga yogi this life, next time also you will become Ashtanga yogi, you will be expert. This life you are Carnatic music, next life also you will have that taste and you will continue from there. So your mind state will carry forward.
Okay. It may be any yoga system, but that applies it.
Yeah, it applies it, but those are all not useful.
Right. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Let's wind up by chanting 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Thank you very much, Nijendra Prabhu. So you explain all these topics very clearly, very understandable way, which is very important. These are all the fundamentals to know very clearly. Let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra and wind up the class. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Bhagavan Sri Krishna Paramatma ki,
Jai,
Andaras Bhagavad Gita ki,
Jai.
Aveda Bhaktaranda ki,
Jai.
Gaur Premanande.
Hare Hare Bol.
We'll have online Gurukul at 11:30 a.m. for 2 batches. So please two bridges. And also upcoming Sunday we have an in-person program. I will share the details shortly. Also, we need to start discussing about New Vrindavan Yatra. That also will start some discussions. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.